What up? Top of the top. What's popping? What's cracking? What's good? It's Monday morning. Good morning to the people. Good morning to the family. What up, bro? We're going to be strong today. We're going to be strong. That's what we do. Y'all make sure y'all show my homie some love. He need all the strength he could get. He on his way up top to handle some business, all right? But we definitely thank y'all for all the support. I want to thank everybody for you know what I'm saying, hit me in the DMs, hit me on the comment, hit me on the text, showing support, you know what I'm saying? Support to the bro. But I want to say also salute to all the people, you know what I'm saying, that put the grudges to the side, all the little petty beefs, you know what I'm saying, and show love and support. Because at the end of the day, we already know what all this is about. You know what I'm saying? It's all about sticking together for real, because it's something big in front of all of us. In front of everybody is something way bigger. That's what everybody got to understand. Yeah, everybody going to deal with petty activity. You know, we all at times we're going to get ignorant. We're going to be stupid. But we all got to understand that it's a whole bigger picture in front of everybody. Everybody got their own fight. And like I say, today it could be me, tomorrow it could be you. But at the end of the day, we all got to deal with the same thing one way or another, either today or tomorrow. But I see y'all putting up strong this morning. And that's what today is going to be about. Today is going to be about being strong and being solid. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down, as we once used to say. Good morning, Rondell. I see you, Queen. Imperviousness 1. Leonard. Still King T. Now today, like I said, right, I wasn't going to come on here and talk no nonsense. And we know this has been a dark month so far. It's been a dark week. And I told y'all, Black History Month, you're going to see some of the most worst stuff you've seen throughout the whole year. It's always like this. Y'all see what's going on in Minnesota. They are just now starting to protest in Minnesota about the 22-year-old that was shot in his sleep. So things are starting to heat up in Minnesota. As y'all already know, that's the same place George Floyd got dealt with in that fashion. You know what I'm saying? But thank y'all for pulling up. And it's the Funnel Fame Live episode 99. I'm going to say thank y'all for pulling up. And this right here is dedicated to my people, this episode right here. And I'm going to say rest in heaven, you know what I'm saying? Because the bro, he told me that was my nephew, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of y'all don't know, the little homie used to slide in. He used to slide in the chat every once in a while, you know what I'm saying? And show support. So at the end of the day, like I say, today it's about being strong, because we're going to be strong for him. And guess what? He is here in the spirit. See, one day we all got to leave this flesh. But guess what? Your spirit live on forever. That's why when I be out here talking to the people, I'm representing 1,000 different spirits of my people that's not here no more, that's never coming back. And I speak for them. So if you don't understand where I be coming from, if you don't know what I represent, that's on you. But I'm going to keep doing what I do for my people to the day I leave this earth. That's just me. That's all I know how to do. But we're going to get into some things today. Like, we're going to get into mental health today. I'm going to talk about mental health, and this is not a laughing matter. And we're going to break this mental health situation down. And you're probably going to see somewhere along these lines, some of this stuff going to apply to you too. I've seen some of these things that apply to me. But the thing I can say is I'm at a point in my life where I have taken control over all of these different disorders. And every now and then, you know, certain disorders might pop up, but I know how to recognize them in myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm also going to be talking about loyalty. and what loyalty really is. And really, loyalty is very, very simple, but I'm going to be touching on that. And I might get on, you know what I'm saying? I might start with that. I don't know if I'm going to start at the beginning or the end, but I'm going to be talking about that. And I'm also going to be talking about how Wendy Williams, her bank accounts has been frozen. And they saying her bank accounts are frozen due to her mental situation as well. Because you know how people say she had dementia, she's tweaking out, whatever. Well, according to that, Wells Fargo have froze her assets because according to their policies, if they feel like a person has mental disorders and they know they might could be taken advantage of or misappropriate funds, they automatically froze her accounts. And then some people might feel like her accounts being froze is coming from something else. I'm gonna be talking about that. And other than that, it's a few other things that happened. But like I said, this was a dark weekend. And in New York City, it was a very wicked weekend. And I'm talking about a 50-year-old lady was stabbed in her back for no reason at all, and she passed away. She was on her way home from work. A 50-year-old woman was fatally stabbed in the back while walking home from work in Brooklyn. Initially, she thought she was hitting the back with a stick. But when the meds, she got medical attention and they took her to the hospital and she passed away and was found out she was stabbed in her back for no apparent reason. So she literally got stabbed in the back. And that's something that happened over the weekend. Also, what happened over the weekend in New York City was a stray bullet struck a bus in Harlem on Sunday. And the bullet, I saw the picture, the bullet got stuck in the window. And they said that the bullet came inches away from hitting a passenger that was sitting right by the window. And the bullet could have killed the woman who was sitting right there. And the report also spoke on how the woman was scared, shaken, and traumatized. So I'm showing y'all it's a pattern of what's going on out here. And a lot of this don't have nothing to do with no gang activity. What I mean by is mental health issues. See, I told you, people have been losing their mind. And they doing anything and not thinking, because remember, when the pandemic first started, it was a joke. Everybody thought it was just going to blow over. But what you're looking at now is the results of the pandemic and how it has increased the trauma in everybody's mind. So nobody is really thinking with a clear head. So that's why I had to speak on them two situations, because a woman was walking down the block and got stabbed in her back for nothing at all. They didn't even try to rob her. It wasn't about no robbery or nothing. Some weirdo just stabbed her in the back on the way home from work early in the morning, and she passed away. But other than that, I'm just going to get into this situation right here, because I'm gonna just get into this mental health, because like I say, man, some things, it is what it is. I ain't got time to be talking about entertainers right now. And at first, I'm going to be real. I didn't know if I was going to come on or not this morning, because I had to come with something that was real. Other than that, we're going to get into mental health. Now, what is mental health? Mental health is emotional, psychological, and social well-being. So we're going to break that down. Emotional. We know that's feelings. You know how we say people in their feelings, or how you might feel about a certain situation. Psychological. That's dealing with mental, how you see things, how you perceive things, how you intake things into your mind, how you analyze things. And social well-being. Social. What's the key word of this social thing? Social is communicating with others, your everyday life, socializing, talking, communication, conversation. Well, a lot of people have a bad social well-being, meaning they don't know how to get along with others. They don't know how to communicate with other people. These are the people that always fall out with people. And psychological is some people just are never going to see things how you see things. Everybody going to see things their own way. But remember, you might could take a math test and it don't bother you at all. Then some people could take that same math exam and they could stress them out and drive them up the wall. That's just an example. Emotional, you might be good. Some of us might can go to funerals and don't cry. Some of us might can hear the most deepest story and it don't affect us. And then some people can cry over anything and everything, the littlest thing. I know people that can watch a movie and start crying. It's different things in mental health. It's different type of things. You know what I'm saying? We dealing with different dimensions. And these are some of the 4 types of mental health. But we're going to get into some of the ways you could tell mental health disorders. And the first one is mood disorders, such as being depressed or bipolar disorders. Now, sometimes we all get depressed. There's times when I get depressed. See, when I get depressed, I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to do nothing when I get depressed. You know, I don't even want to get dressed. I just sit in the room and don't want to do nothing. That's when I'm depressed. Like when I don't even want to go outside. I don't even want to go I don't want to do nothing. That's when I be able to catch myself. Like, hold up, get up. I mean, we all go through that. You know what I'm saying? That's when I know I'm depressed. See, I know my qualities when I'm going through something. But when I'm depressed, I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to talk. I don't really want to be bothered like that. Mood disorders. That's when you having various different feelings. You know, you got things going on inside of you. You upset. 1 minute you happy. 1 minute you ready to cry. 1 minute you just want to fight. We call them what? Mood swings. But the reason why they're disorders because you can't put them in perspective. You can't control them. It just happens. You know what I'm saying? Just like depression. You know, depression can just come upon you, but you got to know how to control it. And if you can't control it, it becomes a disorder. Or you heard the saying, discombobulated. You know what I'm saying? Because when you let some things affect you, you can become discombobulated and you start losing a part of reality. But mood disorders, such as being depressed and bipolar disorders, meaning, you know, different mood swings that are drastic, where a person could be smiling 1 minute and the next minute they straight angry. Those are signs of bipolar disorders. A second aspect of this is anxiety disorders. You know the saying, my nerves is bad. Y'all know the saying when your nerves bad, when, you know what I'm saying, you got the jitters, you got to smoke a cigarette, you got to smoke a blunt, you got to smoke something. Y'all know the saying, I need a blunt. Y'all know the saying in the hood, I need a drink. That's anxiety when you on edge. And I'm gonna tie all this together, and I'm gonna show you how all this comes from being raised in the hood, urban communities, or it starts within your own household. But anxiety, mostly all of us have anxiety. That's why you hear when I turn up, that's me. That's when I get that anxiety off. See, I know how to get it off. I know how to get that stuff off. I know how to get that stress off. I know how to get that extra edge off, you know? Some people lift weights, work out, but working out, lifting weights, you know, some people take their anxiety out when they pumping the weights. You know what I'm saying? They getting it in, running. Those are ways to, you know, calm down your anxiety. But a lot of people have anxiety. You know, some people got the shakes worse than others. You know, some people just live in a nervous state of mind where they always feel like somebody coming at them or somebody always trying to attack them, or, you know, that's anxiety when you're living on the edge. You always thinking it's something trying to get at you, or you look at things from a view of everything is an attack. It's like it's like a person that's in a war. That's why most people that have been in a war, they have high anxiety. Most people from the hood have high anxiety because, especially if you live in a hood or you come from an area where you always got to watch your back, that creates anxiety, extra stress, nervousness. You know what I'm saying? But that's a disorder when you don't know how to control your anxiety. Another aspect of mental health is personality disorders. Y'all heard the saying, like, know thyself, know who you are. Well, some people have a issue with knowing who they are and being who they are because they have a personality disorder. Like, Y'all see when I'm on the stage, I'm for no fame, right? But in reality, that's not who I am. And guess what? I have multiple names where people know me by of a different name, but I have one government name. But my point is, I know who I am. You see? I got a name people know me as when I used to sell weed, when I used to sell hustle. I got a hustle name. I told y'all some of this before. And there's people across America that know me by my hustle name. They don't know me as for no fame. You know what I'm saying? I got people that know me by my government name. And they call me by my government name because we went to school together or we might have worked together. My point is this: if we never did no business together, it's no need for you to know my government name. We're not going to be cutting no checks. We have nothing in common on that level. I know how to separate my personalities. You get it? So when I see a fool on YouTube saying, show your face or do this and do that, that's when I know that person is delusional. He don't know how to separate his personalities. You see? When I was banging, I got a blood name. That's totally separate from everything else I do. It's people that know me just by my blood name. They don't know my government. They don't know about they don't know about my working name. They don't know about no fame. But when you look at all these personalities, I'm just giving examples. Everybody that know me, when they hear my voice, they know I'm the same person. They know who I am. When I get up in the morning, I know exactly who I am. I know how to separate everything. That's what some people don't understand. You got to put your personalities in order. Or if you don't, it becomes a disorder. You see? That's why some people, they start believing in the image of who they think they are. You see this with celebrities all the time. You see this with people on the internet. They create a social media persona, and then they start thinking that's who they really are. But in real life, that's not who you are. But if you don't know how to separate the two, that's what makes you appear to be delusional, and it might prove that you have a personality disorder. So that's a mental health sickness. When you can't separate all the lines in your life, that means you don't know who you are. You lost. You lost within yourself. Everybody has another side to them. Everybody has various personalities. You know, some people might tell you I'm mean in real life. Some people are going to say I'm nice. Some people are going to say I'm the most coolest dude. Some people might hate my guts because you know why? It depends on what personality you maybe bring out. And people are going to see you for who you present yourself to them at that time. But my point is, that's like with a man. Some men, when they dealing with a woman, they more worried about her personality than how she look, what she got. Because she can look 100, she can have everything, but her personality is 0. And that's the type of female you're always going to be arguing with, fighting with, and vice versa. On the other hand, woman, this dude can look like he got it all, he official, but when you really get to kick it with him, you see his personality is trash. You see his personality is real gutter, and you run, I don't even like this dude like that. Because your personality is who you really are. And some people hide who they are with an ego. That's why I always tell y'all what? Egos is the characteristics of a weak man, because that individual is hiding behind that ego, and that's not who they really are. See, we all could boost our ego up at the end of the day, but that's not who we really are. And sometimes these other names we go by, we let them names build us up to be bigger than what it really is. Because remember, that name got 100,000 subs behind it. That name got 20,000 followers behind that name. But at the end of the day, that's just a name. That's not who you really are. Because when you see your family members, they're going to say, man, you ain't nothing. That's so-and-so right there. I remember when you used to pee in the bed. You know what I'm saying? That's an example of what I'm saying. Or you might be this person, and somebody going to come out and say, man, I remember we beat him up back in the day. He ain't tough like that. My point is, you are who you are. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always talk about nobody in life is perfect. But when you don't know how to separate your personalities and you start thinking you know what I'm saying? You start thinking you way up there, and everybody's beneath you, that's when you start to let your ego boost you up, and you might have a personality disorder. And the next thing we're going to get into is a psychotic disorder, which is another aspect of mental health issues. Schizophrenia. Y'all know people in your family, in your hood that's psychotic, meaning the littlest thing is like a trigger. The littlest thing could piss them off and they start flipping out. We know this happened in domestic violence situations. We know in jail, certain beef activities, certain anger activities. You see people that'll flip out. It's some people when they get a gun in their hand, they get psychotic. You can't tell them nothing. They get hot-headed. So a hot-headed individual that can't control themselves could be considered a psychotic disorder of mental health. You know, people that you can't tell them nothing. They always flipping out. We say tweaking. That's a psychotic disorder. When a person can't have a regular conversation, they don't know how to just tone it down. They always got to be arguing, beefing, talking crazy. That's a psychotic disorder. That's an aspect of mental health. And y'all know these people. Y'all see them every day because some of us from the same walks of life. We all seen these type of individuals. But you got to understand, this one key factor is some people are the masters of hiding their disorders. That's what I'm trying to show y'all. See, when you're transparent and you have nothing to hide, people are going to see you for who you are. But some people put more energy into hiding who they are instead of actually being who they are. And that alone creates a mental health issue. But psychotic is another disorder. Another disorder is eating. Meaning you know people in the hood, you heard about issues in the hood or just period in life where some people that get stressed out, they like to eat food, they like to eat to take away the pain, because some people don't understand the same part of your brain that loves food is the same part of your brain that loves drugs. So my point is this, I'll make it clear to you. You'll see most people that don't do drugs, they love to eat. And that becomes their blunt. Eating becomes their bag of cocaine. You see what I'm saying? They eat and become their dog food because that's what keeps them in a state of relaxation or happiness. But the same part of the brain that loves food is the same part of the brain that loves to get high. And you'll see the difference in people that like to eat a lot. Sometimes they don't get high. You'll also see that people that love to get high, they don't like to eat like that. And as well as sex, and all that comes from the same part of the brain. So everybody got their fetishes and everybody got their attraction or what keeps them. You understand? That's how it works. But when you can't control your eating habits or your eating situations, it become a disorder. And what happens? Some people become, y'all seen the TV show, Fix My 600 Life and all that, 600 pounds, people 500 pounds, they become so indulged in that food, fast food. My point is, period. They look for comfort in food. And once you start looking for comfort in food, that becomes a mental health disorder. When you're eating and you're not even hungry, you just want to eat because it make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know when you eating something good, how it make you feel. You feel, you know what I'm saying? Like I told a person, you can't be mad and eat ice cream at the same time. It's certain good foods you can't be mad when you're eating it. You could be pissed off. If I give you a bowl of ice cream a Sunday right now, you'll calm down for that one little minute while you're eating ice cream. That's why I'm going to tell y'all yesterday, I went and got me some ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Just to relax. That's right. I prove it to you. Try to be mad when you're eating some ice cream or some cereal. See, there's certain things that'll calm you down because the brain, you can trick your brain to relax. But some people don't understand that when you got a eating disorder, and we already know they put drugs in certain foods, so certain foods do make you tweak out. Like I'm gonna tell you something else I know y'all peeped out. Look, You ain't never noticed how drug addicts love McDonald's. You ain't never noticed how if you from the hood or been through the hood, all drug heads always hang around either Burger King, McDonald's, or KFC. Drug heads always hang around fast food restaurants. Before the pandemic, we know they shut them down now, but if you go, I don't care what state, I'm telling you, you go to certain McDonald's, you always gonna see the fiend outside. You're gonna see the fiends inside. It's something with their brain that love fast food, especially McDonald's, but I don't know what it is. But I learned this a long time ago. Because it's certain drugs they put in food as well. So my point is some people have eating disorders, meaning they can't stop eating certain things. For those that have been around, I know you've seen a Chick-fil-A line look like a dope line. Y'all see how the Chick-fil-A be wrapped around a corner. Like they got straight drugs in their food. And people eat Chick-fil-A and don't even know why. Another thing is what? Starbucks. Did y'all not see people look like they fiended out for Starbucks? Lines all the way through the block, lines all over the place just to get some Starbucks. And y'all know they overcharging that coffee. And people that really drink coffee know Starbucks is not really the best tasting coffee. But Starbucks is like a form of drugs. And people got to have their Starbucks. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's people that know these tricks of the trade, and that's how they sell products. But my point is, eating is a disorder, and it got something to do with your mental health, whether you know it or not. And this is the thing I know everybody going to agree on right here and understand this part, and that's trauma-related disorders, post-traumatic stress disorders. Now, we all been through some trauma. If you ain't been through no trauma, I don't know where you been at. Most of us been through trauma in our household, meaning, your mom and dad could have broke up when you was young and you never been the same since. Some people have been violated when they was young. Some people was beat on when they was young, beat all upside their head when they was just 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. You just been getting beat. But guess what? That causes trauma. Then when you get older, you want to start beating on people. But my point is that creates trauma. If you grew up in a hood, hearing gunshots as a little child, hearing them, why you think every neighborhood in the hood, every urban community, you always hearing sirens all your whole life? Sirens. Those sirens create trauma. Ambulance, police, fire department, always hearing sirens. But see, we train to think it's normal. Nah, that creates trauma in your brain. Gunshots. When you was a little child, you heard gunshots, you start jumping. But you ain't know that was traumatizing your brain. Then when you came outside, you started actually seeing bodies in chalk, yellow tape. That was all trauma going in your brain. But when you're young, you don't even know that. That was trauma. And that trauma will affect you for the rest of your life. Being shot, for those that have been shot before, that's trauma. Seeing somebody get their brains put on the sidewalk, that's trauma. Some of that stuff, you might get over it, but it never leave you. That's what some people don't understand. So when I tell you I'm not no hypocrite to no drill rapper, because I've been shot at 17. You know what I'm saying? Because I had trauma growing up, and I thought I was Superman when I was a teenager. And nobody couldn't tell me nothing. When I was 16, I was running with dudes that was moving bricks. And I was the gunman. I used to hold down the trap spot because they knew I was young and I ain't gonna get no real time if I get caught with a gun. If I get caught, I ain't gonna get no time. And I gladly indulged in it. Ain't nobody make me do nothing. When I sat there and told my mother, I ain't going back to school. I'm doing this right here. And one day I might pull my mother up so she could tell you the story. I might put on record when my mother tell you, when I was 17, my stepfather found 10 guns in my drawer. These are facts. And one day I'm gonna make sure I record my mother and I'm gonna let her tell that story. Because my stepfather, one who snitched on me. I had a gun fetish when I was 16 on up. I was turned out on pistols. I promise you that. So I'm not a hypocrite when it comes to young, because I had to think about myself. I said, when I was that young, I might have been more savage younger than that. Somebody tell me, I remember arguing with my moms for plenty of days. To the point where I stopped When all that trying to cut school to the point I wouldn't even get up no more. I just stay in a room and roll me a blunt. Just do what I want to do. Go outside and hustle. Yeah, a lot of y'all grew up the same way. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So when I hear dudes talking about I'm outside and you talk to me like that, you sound real stupid. I'm just keeping it real. I don't have nothing to prove on these streets because one day, like I told you, one day I'm gonna record my mother, let her tell some of my stories when I was a youngster. Not even 20s, not even early 30s. No, I'm gonna let my mother tell my story as a teenager. That's why I learned how to become a thinker. That's why I learned how to move out here. That's why I can get up here and say what I say to y'all when I tell you certain things I know. My point is, I've been through trauma. You dig? I had both my parents, but when I was young, they separated. And my father took me. I was raised by my pops up until I was 11. Then when I went to move with my mother, that's when I became a savage because my pops was on my ass. He ain't play. But little did I know those choices I made as a youngster, they was going to affect my whole life. One day I'll tell you that story another day. But I had my own trauma coming up. You see what I'm saying? I got kicked out the crib on my 18th birthday because I wasn't listening. I had to learn things the hard way. I had to learn how to get hotels when I was 18, how to take care of myself. Sleeping in crackheads' crib, trapping all night. Robbing, thieving, running with the dinner thieves. That's how I grew up. But little did I know I was being around straight murderers. And some of them people ain't never coming home. This is my story. It's a percentage. So that's why I tell people you need to listen to what I'm saying. Don't worry about how I look. Listen to what I be trying to tell you. I got my own traumatized stress. But guess what? I'm not a mastermind. I'm straight. I don't take out none of my frustration out on nobody. But I can go there. I like to go there on my enemies and my ops. But guess what? I don't even have no ops. If I say I got ops and enemies, I'll be lying because I don't. Because everybody had an issue with, I already seen them already. And that was a minute ago. So I don't got to watch my back when I go nowhere. I don't got to live with the trauma looking over my shoulder thinking somebody going to try to take me out. So I've been through all that already. So that's why I try to tell you we all got to take control of our mental issues. But trauma, and for the women, some of y'all been touched on when y'all was young. Or y'all was called fast. But they didn't know you might have been called fast because it was somebody making you grow up faster than what you were supposed to grow up. Because you was just a little girl, but somebody want to try to finesse you and play all this and play that. People leaving you with anybody, your family violating you, all type of stuff. And they don't understand why you act the way you act to this day. Because you've been violated as a child and it traumatized you. That's why you got your men issues. That's why you don't trust niggas. That's why you know what I'm saying? Certain things, you've been traumatized. But guess what? When you hold all that stuff in, it make all the other disorders go out of whack. So that's why I say we all got to address our own issues within, but we all got trauma-related disorders. If you're from the hood, even if you're from the suburbs, you still might have grew up in a household if your parents is arguing, beefing all the time, screaming, that'll traumatize you. So I suggest if you got kids, don't be doing all that arguing and fighting in front of them. But we all got trauma-related disorders, and that's an aspect of mental health. And one of the last things of mental health issues that we are definitely dealing with right now from the past, present, future is what? Substance abuse. And when you have a substance abuse, that's a mental disorder. It's called getting high, getting drunk, turning up. If you can't stop doing it, you got a substance abuse disorder. You got a mental health issue. If you can't function without that drug, I ain't talking about partying. I'm talking about if you can't go a couple days without a particular drug, 9 times out of 10, you got a mental health issue. It's something that is bothering you, and you gotta, you know what I'm saying? That's what make it harder for some people to stop getting high or getting right, getting nice, because it's a certain stress that's going on inside of you. You can't control it. You can't put that bottle down. You know, I ain't a hypocrite. I still hit my cigarettes, drink coffee. You dig? That's how I chill out. But I also work out. So whatever I do, I keep balance. I also eat a lot of salads. I drink a lot of water, alkaline water. So I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to tell you, in life, you got to have some type of balance. You just can't get high all the time, because if you get high all the time, even if you get high, you might got to take a day off. Just to test yourself. Let me see if I can go today without getting high. You challenge my brain. See if I can just go a day sober, man. That's a challenge to yourself. You don't stop because somebody wants you to stop. You don't stop because somebody telling you to stop. You got to conquer something on your own to say, yo, I can accomplish this because this is what I want to do. I'm going to try myself. But substance abuse is a form of a mental health issue. I'm just being real. Let's keep it real. We know some people, they don't got no felonies. There's nothing wrong with their background. They can actually get a good job, but they can't because they can't stop getting high. And we know weed being in system 30 days. When we know that, we know some people, they will not put that blunt down just to get a good job. But we was always taught that weed ain't nothing. Weed ain't nothing. And then you was told weed was a gateway drug. But let's be real. We got to keep it real with each other. Everybody we know that's on any type of high drug, they all going to tell you the first thing they ever smoked was weed. And then they went on to something else. Let's be real. Because what? Everybody didn't have the capacity to control their habits, or, you know what I'm saying? My point is this. Substance abuse is a disorder. And guess what? I'm going to keep it real. Even when you're trying to get sober and you got people calling your phone with drama, stressing you out, family, friends, you trying to talk to your homeboy, your homegirl, whatever, your household going out of whack, it stress you out. I need a blunt. I need a cigarette. I need to get high. You know, I need a drink. Sometimes it's people that keep stressing you out, and you keep relapsing. That's why I had to learn to separate myself from everybody. When you're trying to get right, you literally have to separate. Because you got some people, they're not going to want to see you get right. They're not going to let you get right. They're going to keep doing something to work your nerves. You know why? Because everybody got a little bit of mental disorders. Everybody just don't want to acknowledge it and fight it. Everybody got some type of issue. So that's why when you hear me say, ain't nobody better than nobody else, for real. Ain't nobody perfect. So that's why I know when somebody trying to be perfect, guess what they doing? They putting on a fake facade. They putting on a costume, and they're putting on an illusion in front of your face. We see a lot of who do this a lot. Preachers, organizational leaders. They act like they so perfect, and then what? You hear all this other stuff come out because they was trying to hide who they really are, or they couldn't control their issues, and they wanted to portray an image to you like they were so perfect. So once you heard, man, that pastor, he beat his wife, or that pastor, he be getting drunk, you get disappointed because you ain't understand that he's just a human being like you. But it's just that he tried to portray that image so hard, so long, that he's so perfect that when he finally got exposed, he looked at real bad. But what I'm trying to tell you is everybody got their own issues. That's why they say what? That's why you got to pray every day. You got to pray for strength. You got to pray so you can be saved from all your weaknesses. And you got to pray if you want to be something. But guess what? We always taught that praying was weak. Praying don't work. Praying, it's time to pray. So you're going to see a lot of issues that you got, any problems you might got in your own life, it come from right inside of you. That's why I tell you it's nobody to blame. When you come up short in life or any situation in life, you can never blame nobody else because it starts with you. Y'all heard yesterday when I told you how nobody can make you do nothing. Some people will say the devil made me do it. Some people say that because of this person, because of that person, I lost my job. Because of this person, I got locked up. No, because at the end of the day, you had the choice. The same way I told you how we was clowning when I told you about how we all seen Boys in the Hood. Everybody in this building seen Boys in the Hood 1,000 times. But y'all ain't get the part they was teaching in that movie. What I mean by this, y'all seen when Trey got out the car. Trey seen Ricky get smoked. He was traumatized. He was trying to put in that work. He was hyped. His dad even talked to him, told him, don't go out there, put down the gun. My point is, he thought he was ready. Trey thought he was going to ride. But when he got in that car and he seen that them dudes wasn't playing Doughboy and was really going to put in that work, Trey said, yo, Doe, let me out. I ain't with this. At the last minute, Trey took control of his life because he started thinking. He said, I don't want to go out like this. And he started thinking, and he got out the car. And you see that Doughboy and them still respected him after that. That was the jewel of that whole movie. That you still got your own decisions. You can take control of your mind. But like I say, when you got mental health disorders, you don't know how to put everything in perspective. And you blame everybody. That's why I know a lot of y'all that had plenty of arguments with people that blame you for stuff. I had people blame me for stuff. That was another trauma put on me, people blaming me for stuff. So I know how it is when somebody die and somebody will try to put that death on you. And you could have just been trying to help somebody. And they could have been hanging around you and they got clipped just because they want to live a certain lifestyle. I ain't never make nobody do nothing. And I ain't never tell nobody to hang around me. None of that. So when I hear certain things, I'm also an individual that have people lie on me and try to snitch on me for things I did not do. So I know how that feel when people lie on people and say, so-and-so made me do it. Or, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. When I was a little kid, I was getting blamed for dudes getting beat up and jumped. No, he got beat up because he was running his mouth and he couldn't hold his own in a fair one. So he got beat up. It ain't my fault. It was 20 dudes about to jump your boy. I made sure they didn't jump him. He got the fair one and he got faded. That ain't my fault. He got faded. He had no hands. I went through that as a kid. Saving dudes. I'm just giving examples, man. I'm gonna put myself on a platter and show you. These are examples. So that's a trigger in me. When I hear somebody blame me for something I ain't do, that's a trigger. Because I've been dealing with that a lot in my past life. You dig? People blaming you. People want to come outside and play, but when that smoke starts, they want to blame other people. I know what I'm talking about. The same way you got people that are open their doors, let a lot of people come stay with them, live with them, and these same people you let come live with you might make you lose your crib because they don't want to pay you no rent. And now when you lose your crib, you're gonna say I lost my crib because they were supposed to give me half on the rent, but they ain't give it to me. They were supposed to help me pay the light bill, but no, it was you. You know why? Because you let them come in your crib. You let them come in your crib, do whatever they wanted to do. You ain't stand on your crib. You ain't tell them I need my money, and you let them rock. And when they heard that bill was due, they dipped on you. When they see that eviction notice on the door, they left you. Y'all know this happening. Y'all know about these stories. So my point is, you got to take control over your own life. But when you got mental health issues, it's hard to do that when you always got something going on. And this is the last thing I'm gonna speak about mental health disorder that all of us got. And I had no clue of this part right here. They say also social isolation is a sign of mental health, meaning you always isolated. Like a lot of people that live by themselves, don't have no family, don't have no friends. That becomes a disorder. For my brothers that have been locked up, why you think they put you in a box? Why they think they put you in isolation, away from everybody? That's to drive you sick. That's to make you crazy. That's why you see a lot of our brothers come home and they still can't function right. They've been in that box. 9 times out of 10, when you come out that box, you got to be on meds because you've been dealing with isolation. So you've been isolated so long, dealing with the personalities in your head, you don't even know how to act amongst a room full of people. You don't even understand a human relationship because they tried to make you an animal in isolation. But little do we know that isolation was actually going to evolve into a mental health situation. But when they know what they're doing when they're doing it. That's why a lot of people, when they be in that box, they start tweaking out. The same thing y'all know about when you got a child, he always in the room playing video games. If he go a certain amount of years in that room, all he do is play video games. When he get older, he might become a weirdo because he's been isolated from people for so long. So isolation or loneliness is a form of mental health, or I say it creates mental health issues. That's why a lot of people that's by themselves, they ain't got no lover, they feel like nobody love them, they might not have no kids. As they get older, it becomes a mental health issue. And it's called social isolation. You're not socializing enough, having decent conversations. That's why when you hear some people say when they come on here, this is therapy, it is. Because I'm vibing with people in the chat. Y'all talking back. It's communication. And when you don't got communication, what they say, you start talking to the wall. Or you start what? Talking to yourself. But what else they say? It's okay to talk to yourself just as you don't answer yourself back. You dig? But social isolation, guess what? Anybody could lose it if they always by themselves. So I know all the aspects of mental health issues. The point is you got to know them within yourself. You got to know within yourself when you doing something wrong. And guess what? You got to check yourself. Y'all know I always tell you that. I G-check myself. I can look in the mirror. I can wake up and know what I've been doing wrong, what I need to do better, where I'm lacking at. I don't need nobody to tell me that. And if you do tell me, I appreciate it. I'm not going to get mad because that's how you see things. I might not agree with you, but I ain't going to get mad because that's life. Now, every issue I just spoke on, y'all going to see how this affects so many people in our everyday life. And the last thing I'm going to say, and that I didn't forget was, this, y'all all going to relate with this, is they say that discrimination and racism causes mental health issues when you're always being discriminated on. And remember, we know when you're from a certain background, no matter what color your skin is, you suffer some type of discrimination. But we didn't know that same discrimination will start tweaking us out as we get older. That's why I told you they always going to play the race game. Because when they play the race game, you're going to get all worked up. You're going to get all mad. You even going to be pro-black. You're going to be pro-brown. You're going to get all in your feelings. They know this game. That's why they play it. It creates a mental health issue. Because remember, anytime you too much of anything, you start becoming blinded. You start, all you want to focus your mind on is that one thing, and that's where they got you at. So we didn't know that discrimination and racism causes racism. So when they think about all them Jim Crow laws, think about all them laws when they was treating us like animals, like they didn't want to acknowledge us, all that discrimination. You go to a job, you can't get their job. Watch a person, if they go for a job and they don't get it, how they get depressed. Or they put in for 3 applications, they start getting depressed because discrimination causes mental health issues. When the whole time, think about it. If you start your own business, you don't have to worry about discrimination. But some people let discrimination get on their nerves. They let it drive them crazy. But that's a trick. That's why I told y'all before, we was tricked to say, I ain't going to work for the white man because you was taught to be racist. So therefore, you believe, you know what I'm saying, you got caught up in a racism, and that racism made you poor because you couldn't pay your bills now. That's why I told you the other day when I said that most people that are racist, they live poor because they don't understand the science of you have to deal with other people in order to get where you got to go. That's called life. That same formula I had my whole life. That's why I sold drugs my whole life. Because I wasn't trying to work for the white man. I wasn't trying to work no job. Because that's what I was taught. That was my ideology I developed early in my brain. So what I'm saying is this: common sense. When you in this country, if you want to make money, you got to deal with all people. That's just common sense. And I say it again, you'll see the people that are mostly in poverty or poor is because you'll see those racist individuals. I don't care if you want to call them whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like they say the whole thing behind the KKK was it was a lot of so-called white people that was just hating on blacks and hating on other people that had and they didn't. So that's why they was coming burning your house down, because we had prosperity. They'll come burn your house down, burn down your business. We had businesses and all that back in the era. We had our own land, farms, getting money, chilling. A lot of them was poor haters, and they was putting on roads, coming down, burning down your property because they was haters. They was racist. But they was poor too. They was poor racists. That's just a fact. Anytime you see racism always come out of poverty. And then the higher ups, they play the racist game. But my point is, that's a mental health disorder. That's all I'm saying. So I just gave you the examples of mental health issues. And we all got to try to get our mind right. Y'all know the saying, get your mind right. We all got to get our mind right. That go for me too. But some of y'all really need help, and you need to get help. You need to get help. Because the longer you procrastinate, the longer only thing you're going to do is what? Destroy yourself. And let's all be real about this situation. When somebody break down from a mental health issue, what happens? Let's keep it real. Don't nobody really care. Some people laugh. What they going to say? Oh, that person lost their mind. That person is crazy. So when you don't handle your business and you don't handle your issues, it's like you always going to make yourself a mockery due to your what? Mental health issues. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about, which is real, is loyalty. And this is something we play with the word a lot. But guess what? Loyalty is a simple sentence. And loyalty is a strong feeling of support or allegiance. Loyalty is also being faithful. I'm going to say it again. Loyalty is a strong feeling of support or allegiance. So a lot of people say they're loyal, but do they give you that strong feeling of support? Do they give you that strong allegiance? Do they let you know they're gonna be with you till the wheels fall off? They're gonna ride or die with you till it's all said and done? Or do they let petty issues come between y'all? Do they let their ego and pride make them not apologize when they're wrong? Because real loyalty is never broken. And I'm going to give you an example of the faithfulness part of loyalty that exists within a real marriage. You see, a real marriage is not going to be broken up for no petty argument. We already know about certain relationships that's been tested through cheating. We know some husbands and wives, the husband might have cheated mad times, they still together. The wife might have cheated mad times, they still together. Because they got a strong allegiance. It can't be broken. Some people been tested by money. We seen homeboys kill each other over money. We seen people fall out over money. Because it wasn't a strong support system. It wasn't a strong allegiance. It was a fake alliance. Remember, we know that some people get together for the wrong reasons and then act like they loyal. Soon as one thing happened, they disappear. Because you know why? They only needed you for one thing. They only wanted one thing out of you. They only was cool with you for what they needed you to do. They only was cool with you for their own selfish endeavors. It never really was no real allegiance, because the real allegiance can't be broken. They showed you that in comic books, the X-Men and all of that. Super Friends, the Avengers. You see the allegiance? They can't be broken. And people love to use that word loyalty, but they don't understand what that word means. You always heard the cliche, loyalty brings royalty, but they don't understand what that means. Don't you understand all relationships will be tested? Don't you know everything you say out your mouth will be tested and tried? That's why I say the strong always going to survive. That's why you always hear me say, look, in order to get to the championship, you're going to have wins and losses. That's life. But we know loyalty always going to bring about the end, which is greatness. Everybody's not going to what? Show a strong feeling of support or allegiance or be faithful because they're not loyal. And Chris Brown already told you these hoes ain't loyal, but guess what? Dudes ain't neither.
So my point and my advice that I've been learned to myself is I don't look for no loyalty. But when I see loyalty, I know how to embrace it. And I know how to get the same back. And I ain't loyal to nobody that ain't loyal to me. Like I told y'all, I don't like nobody that don't like me. So I'm not going to sit up here and worry about what I do, why this person don't like me. Oh, I don't play them games. Because if I gave you a reason to be mad at me, you did. If you was loyal from the gate, guess what? We could talk about it. Because that's how I feel. If I said I was loyal to you, and you my peoples, and you did something corny, or you did something I didn't agree with, I'm going to check you. I'm going to tell you this is what it is. And we still going to be locked and loaded. Because that's real loyalty. So I don't care about no fake friendship, fake relationship. I don't care about none of that. But some people really do. And these are the same people that don't understand loyalty. See, guess what? When you don't expect nothing from somebody and you befriend them, when y'all go y'all separate way, guess what? You can get over it. You know why? Because I never needed nothing from you anyway. I never expected nothing from you. All I expected was your friendship. So once you take your friendship and you go that way, it's cool. I'm going to go that way. Life goes on. But when you befriend somebody and you got ulterior motives, or you really are looking for something out of that friendship, when it don't go your way, you're going to feel a certain way. That's like, I'm going to break it down. Simple term, boom. That's like with a man and a female. When all y'all got together sex, soon as that chick say she don't have sex with you no more, what happened? You want to get tight. You want to go into a whole nother situation. Mind you, y'all was just friends, and she might have just let you hit every now and then. But she say, look, I'm about to get in a serious relationship. We ain't going to be able to smash no more. You going to flip on her. You know why? Because you was only her friend that had sex with her. You ain't going to want to be a friend no more if you can't smash. That ain't a real friendship. But she already told you she ain't want no boyfriend, and she got plans of getting married, and she already know you a dog, but she just let you hit every now and then. But now she told you we can't have sex no more. You want to be mad. That's just an example of loyalty and friendship. People are only going to be cool with you for what they want from you, and then they're going to use the word loyal. Ain't nobody loyal. Reason why I say that is because loyalty is something that comes to you that you're going to see. You're going to grab it. But can't nobody say it out their mouth. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It ain't nothing you say out your mouth. And most of y'all need to be loyal to the Creator, the Most High. That's my whole thing. If you're not loyal to the Most High, you're not going to be loyal to no person. Period. Some of y'all not even loyal to yourself. You can't even keep your own word to yourself. You say you're going to do this, you say you're going to do that, and you don't do nothing because you ain't even loyal to yourself. So why would I expect loyalty from another human being? That's just me. But I do recognize loyalty when it's presented, and like I told y'all, I embrace it. But loyalty is a strong feeling of support, a support system. See, when you're going through something, your real family going to support you. You're going to feel that loyalty. You dig? What up, Rock? Know what I'm saying? When you know what I'm saying? When that loyalty is there, it's a strong feeling of support. Then the people that's going to be with you, they're going to be with you in the hospital. They're going to be with you wherever you get jailed. Let me tell you something, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you something, man. My mom's told me a long time ago, if you get locked up, don't call me. Told my people, when I did get locked up, she said, tell him he need to write me because I ain't coming to see him. See, I had my moms tell me stuff like that. So that's why I'm trying to tell you, I've been know about this whole game, bro. I don't worry about no other person, what they going to do for me and that. Man, I've been told what it is from young. And some of y'all still looking for stuff out of other individuals, man. It's sad. Be loyal to yourself. Because guess what? I respect what she said because basically, nigga, you got yourself in it. You going to get yourself out of that. You going to have to hold that down, take that L. I ain't tell you to do it. And I learned early. And I still carry these principles. That's why to this day, me and my mom's cool. But we used to have beef. But my point is this. Loyalty is a strong feeling of support or allegiance. Meaning ain't nothing ever going to come between what y'all got going on. And if something come between, it means it just wasn't what y'all thought it was. That go for friendship, that go for relationship, and that goes for business. And guess what? Loyalty is something that's always going to be tested. Regardless, always going to be tested. So you got to understand that. But guess what? That's why I always tell you, look, the real always going to make it through. You know what I'm saying? You always going to make it through. When you solid, you're going to be tested. You're going to wipe that blood off your face. You're going to wipe that. You're going to dust that dirt off. You're going to get back up. You're going to keep going. A coward's going to run. They're going to try to hide. They're going to lie. They're going to do whatever instead of facing what they got to face, and that's keep going forward to get to the top. You know what I'm saying? You get kicked down the hill. Instead of you going back up the mountain, you want to run back home. But we're going to get back up and keep going. That's how some of us, we just built like that. We built for all terrains. We built for all signs of trauma. We with the smoke. Some people say it, but they ain't really about it. Some of us, we with the smoke. We don't care if we take a loss. We don't care about none of that. Same thing with being broke. If you're a hustler, you always get it back. Worry about being broke. And I ain't going to stay broke. If I went broke, I'm the type, I'm not going to stay broke because you know why? I'm never going to be cool with being broke. I don't like asking nobody for nothing. I don't like people doing nothing for me. You'll never, ever in your life hear me calling somebody, asking them to send me something. Because at the end of the day, I know how to get it. So my point is this: when you're a hustler, you always going to have, regardless. You ain't going to have too many days of being messed up. So that's my point to dudes who like to show off what they got. When you're talking to a hustler, a person that's always having or always had, that ain't impressive. If you want to impress me, like I said, you want to impress me, show me a car that can fly. You know what I'm saying? That'll impress me because everything else, I done seen it already. Show me, like the bro say, show me you can jump in the air and get stuck. Because everything else I done seen. So ain't nothing, nobody gonna show me where I'm like, wow. That's just me in my life. I live the fast life. What can I tell you? But my point is this. Loyalty will always going to be tested, man. And anybody, y'all got a loyal relationship, y'all got a bond like super glue, you heard, you keep that tight. And you never take that for granted. And you always going to see people going to try to come amongst you for all the wrong reasons. But they not going to be solid. Like I say, that go for relationships, that go for friendships, and that go for business. People with you because of what you got or what you got to offer. They scheme and plot on ways how they can get in where they fit in. And then they start talking that loyal stuff. You dig? So that's it right there. Ain't no regions. If you don't feel or what, man, ain't no loyalty there. Stop wasting your time. Remember, that's why they say there ain't no loyalty in the drug game. It ain't no loyalty. What you heard it say, ain't no honor amongst thieves. So when you hang around people and you get backdoored or you get violated, you got to understand that come with the game. Remember, when you trusted in the wrong thing, that's a sense of an illusion. That actually means you're delusional. When you're around people and you think they're really for you, but they're not, but you can't see it, that means you start becoming delusional. And it's called a false reality you're living in. And that's how a lot of people lose their life, unfortunately. That's how a lot of so-called friendships, they just break up because guess what? They never was real anyway. So that's why I say life goes on. I'm going to get into the next topic. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. I know y'all seen that situation on Facebook that went viral or whatever with a 26-year-old dude. He took out his baby moms. And the reason why I'm touching on this because this is another one of those mental health situations. The dude, you know what I'm saying, the 26-year-old dude, he shot and killed the mother of his child. And he did it on Facebook Live. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he went on right after. I just know before he got into the shootout with the cops, he was on live. And the girl, she was pretty too, and she was 23 years old, and he's a hater because he took her out. And he did it in front of the child. And then after he killed her, he bragged about killing his baby mother on Facebook. And then after that, he had the nerve to ask family and friends for prayers. Talking about pray for him and all of that. And then, you know, when the police pulled up, he didn't want to come out. So long story short, he started shooting at the police. And that's, and you know what I'm saying? That was when the live had ended. He started shooting at the police and he was surrounded and he tried to take himself out, but he made it to the hospital, but that's where he passed away at. So my point is, and he was so-called Chicago dude and he was living in Milwaukee or whatever, something like that. But my point is this, 26 years old, executed his baby moms in front of the child. Now let's think about that. We know he had to be out of his mind to even do something like that. We know he was a pure hater. He wasn't thinking about the child because now both of y'all going, the child has nobody. And then he tried to get into a shootout with the police. But my point is, this the same dude that probably already wanted to take his own life. But he was a hater, so he said, I want to take some people out with me. And his baby moms was one of them. That's why I'm showing you a pattern of people. They want to be gangster. They want to be tough. They want to be all this and that. They want to be about their drama. But at the end of the day, they're really scared. And instead of him banging out on the street, he want to bang on his baby mother. And then after that, he want to put in work on himself. And everything he just did was delete his own family file. He just deleted his own family. For what? Because 9 times out of 10, he had mental health issues that he didn't want to face. And we know he was sick because he had the nerve to get on Facebook. He was supposed to ask people to pray for him before he shot his baby moms, not after. And after he realized what he did, he was scared. So I'm showing you, right? When you're not in your right mind state, you're going to do stuff and you don't even know why you did it. I keep telling y'all the same thing. These are the same people when they get locked up, they snitch. They agree to be down with this and that. They take oaths to be down with the gang. They sit here and act like they want to be the biggest drug dealer. But when they get in that room, they're going to tell and say, so-and-so made me do this. So-and-so made me do that. And then you got some people going to say the devil made me do it in certain situations. But the whole time, they wasn't even built like that from the beginning. So my point is, instead of this man saying, pray for me before he went wicked, he want to take his baby mother out and then get on live and say, y'all pray for me. Send y'all prayers. Help, basically say, help me. You could have been did that. And then not only top of that, he just robbed his child of both parents for no reason at all. All because he couldn't be a bigger man and just face what he had to face. So that's why I keep telling y'all this is a pattern that's going on. But I know a lot of y'all seen it. But like I say, man, all this is trauma. So when you see a man on Facebook doing it, see what you got to remember, Facebook promotes the trauma. Twitter, all that, they promote the trauma because this the trauma that goes in your brain and your brain recorded like a camcorder. Next thing you know, you in the crib beating on your baby mother. You don't even know why. It's subliminal messages. Next thing you know, you got your baby mom's jacked up with a pistol. Talking about you ain't going nowhere because you see him do it. And you don't even, you doing the same thing because you don't even know you being programmed. That's why, if you notice, look, there's certain things you can't even say on Facebook. You'll get in Facebook jail. But they'll let stuff like this go viral. Because you know why? This is free promotion. This is promotion of take your baby moms out, which creates domestic violence. You see? You'll see on certain platforms what? The sickest and wickedest stuff, it get promoted. But as soon as you say something about the rainbow or something, you're gonna get in trouble. You know why? Because all this sick stuff, they want to be promoted in your brain. That's why people don't know if they living in reality or they living in Grand Theft Auto. You get it? So all these are mind games that's being orchestrated on all of us. It's just that, like I keep saying, you got to know when to draw the line. I just broke down all the mental health issues and the signs, and you have to know how to separate what's what from what. Like when you grown, you understand that this is just a video game. You understand that Scarface is just a movie. You understand that certain rap music, it's just music. But some people, they don't know how to draw the line. That's what make you delusional and make you have mental health issues, because you can't separate reality. You can't chop it all up and make sense out of it. You dig? You don't understand that 8 plus 8 equals 16, but also 4 times 4 equals 16. You don't understand it's many different ways to get to the same number. Your brain don't comprehend that. So that's why a lot of people have problems in life. They can't separate their life from what's not real and what's not good. But that was just my report on that, because that dude, when I saw that video, I said, this dude, he's a real sucker for what he did. You know what I'm saying? He was a sucker because he was looking like he was real scared. He didn't want to go to jail. He talking about pray for me, but you already done took your baby moms out. You got her laid out with your son in the house. So that's why I respect a lot of these so-called fake gangsters, because they're not built like that. They want to put in work on their own family. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. That's why I keep telling you, got to watch who you dealing with. What else? Make sure I ain't missing nothing else. Because like I said, I wasn't going to come on today. I said, if I'm going to come on, I'm going to talk about something real. Because at the end of the day, everything that's being spoke on is trash, and it ain't really about talking about. Like, I can't come on here and tell you how Young Buck dropped a new diss track at 50 Cent. Y'all don't want to hear that. That sound lame. Nobody cares about Young Buck. But that's what he did. Being that Young Buck got locked up, he want to capitalize it and make a diss track. Don't you see how these rappers are still sick in their head? They still think that any promotion they get, they got to run with it. That's called a sicko. Young Buck, you got arrested for beating up your baby mom's car and knocking on her door. The first thing you do when you get out of jail is drop a record. They still think that old tactic worked. All promotion is good promotion. Still believe in that lie. Nobody care about Young Buck and his music, and Young Buck is sick in the head. That's why his name is still Young Buck. So I ain't gonna talk about that. Ain't nothing to talk about. What else I'm gonna talk about? What I'm gonna talk about? City Girls, how they broke up after they portrayed all them images to your daughters. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? After City Girl promoted all that stuff about taking money, get that bread, F these dudes. Now they want to break up because they can't even get along. But after all them hit songs, all that brainwashing to your daughters, you see all your children, your young, you know what I'm saying, your young family member, whatever you want to call them, running around with pink hair, blonde hair, blue hair, trying to look like city girls. Then you'll see that even they can't get along no more because they breaking up. But they already promoted all their agendas. And they also, some of the reasons why it was a lot of domestic violence, had chicks cheating on their man, talking about where the cash at. You heard? Where the bag at? If you ain't got no money, I ain't dealing with him. So now, average dude, he had problems. I ain't gonna put it on city girls, but I'm just trying to tell you that city girl energy, yeah, it ruined a lot of relationships too. And my point is this: they breaking up and they can't even get along. So I'm showing you, these are the people niggas be worshiping. And that's, like I said, I'm not gonna get on here and talk about that because that ain't about nothing. The last thing I'm gonna talk about is that dude Joe Rogan. And for those that don't know, Joe Rogan has been the top podcaster for a minute. But what people didn't know is that you know the dude from Fear Factor, y'all know what I'm talking about. He said some racial slurs. And remember, the other day, India Ari blew him up. And come to find out, Joe Rogan has said the N-word multiple times. And they got proof. So now Joe Rogan is coming to an end. But my thing is this. I told y'all stuff like this was going to come out in Black History Month. They been knew Joe Rogan did all this. But you see, Black History Month, when you're supposed to be proud to be black, Joe Rogan now being accused of saying the N-word on multiple occasions. Just to rub it in your face, that's breaking news. That's trending news. I told you you're going to see the most ignorant stuff this month. You're going to see the most drama that got to do with a certain type of people. Back to that boy that got clipped on that couch. If y'all ain't see the footage, go check the footage. Walked in the house with the key, came in, seen him under the covers, and clapped him up. Now, guess what? They ain't rioting, but they starting to protest in Minnesota right now. They protesting. It's heating up. This happened last week. We've been distracted. They ain't been talking about it. But some of us, we covered it. But guess what? It's starting to heat up. And it's looking like it's going to be a part 2 out there. So keep your eye open for this new situation because it's starting to cook. And guess what? Like me and the bro told y'all, this time they're not going to be using rubber bullets. If y'all remember last year, George Floyd, all that chaos, they was hitting people with rubber bullets. They was just testing. Also, I did see that when the bro sent it to me, the National Guard is already out there. They're already being sent out there. But you got to understand something. Everything ain't going to be recorded. Not this time. And they're not going to be using rubber bullets in every situation. So if this situation get crazy and it start going from state to state again, the looting and the rioting, in my opinion, I think this time dudes going to be getting clipped for real. It ain't going to be no rubber bullets. And there ain't going to be no stand down. So keep your eye on that Minnesota situation because that's getting nasty. And the way they clapped that boy up, a lot of people feel like that wasn't necessary. So we're going to see how that play out right there. But my whole point is, it just so happened to happen on Black History Month. On February 22nd, 2/22/22, and he was 22. The same day, 2 groundhogs came out. And one went the other way, one went the other way. So y'all see where I'm going with this. Y'all get it. Salute to the chat. Episode 99. We here. We all here together. We made it. Another day. You know what I'm saying? As long as you breathing, you did something right. You good. And like I say, we at a time now where you got to be strong for everybody. You got to be strong for all your loved ones. That's what it is. Let's get it. Salute to the chat. 1090 Bori. That's right. Multiple bomb threats at Black colleges also been going on this month. Correct, bro. 1090 be on point too. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're going to see the most stuff is going to happen during this month. And there's a lot of stuff happening this month is going to keep going on into other months. We also seen about what? When the boy Moneybag Joe pulled up in New York City to deal with what? That whole anti-gun agenda is being pushed across the whole America. Anti-gun. We know what they like to do in the hood. They like to play with the hammers. So that right there is going to start a back and forth. Which means what? The jail's about to get super packed before the summer. We already seen the jails got what? Inhumane conditions. What? Animal level. So we already see how it's about to play out. It's not hard to tell. What up, Royce? Down in Louisiana, what up? The boy ASAP Auto, live from Minnesota right now. Mr. X, what up, bro? The Juice, what up, The Juice? What up, Juicy? You already know what time it is. Y'all already know. That's right, Sassy. AP Wiz. Y'all all made it. In the next episode, y'all gonna make it. We're gonna be doing 100. So like I said, thanks all y'all for pulling up. I'm talking about getting up early, tapping in. Thanks for everybody that's been supporting me. You know what I'm saying? Acknowledging what I do. I'm also gonna say, like I say, shout out to all the people that we mend fences. Shout out to the people that I might have offended, and you know what I'm saying? Y'all look past that. Like I say, anybody I might have violated, I apologize. You know. It is what it is. But I came out, I had to come out. I had to say what I had to say. Because at the end of the day, I can say now, I will say this. A lot of people do respect what I do, but I can say a lot of people take me serious. And y'all know, y'all got to give me that little edge that, you know, some people that come out, you don't even take them serious. They're like a joke. So I'm going to say I appreciate people for taking me serious. And, you know, acknowledging what I be talking about. And like I say, look, boom, it's always a time to bury the hatchet. But at the end of the day, I can stay over here. You can stay over there. We can collaborate. It don't matter to me. Either way, I don't hate nobody. That's what I always want people to know. I don't hate nobody. Like, I don't be mad, bro. That's all I'm saying. Helping the vision. What up, helping? Until God comes first in your life instead of shining, put your people in life insurance. That's right. Yo, they said, yo, that's a saying though, bro. Somebody told me about that. How they say you'll put insurance on your house, you'll put insurance on your car, but you don't put insurance on your own life, for you ain't got no faith. So the point is, what if it really is a heaven or a hell? What I mean by some people believe, some people don't. If it really is a heaven or a hell, do you have insurance on your life in the hereafter? That's the question. So that's why some people say you got to have faith, because you never know what happened. Because when it's all said and done, you might have didn't have no insurance, and you might not be straight after this because you ain't take care of your business. So I'm gonna leave that at that. Diz NY Style, what up, bro? That's right, the For No Fame Mafia. We move behind the scenes and we do what we do, and I don't see nobody over here that's looking for no clout. Everybody over here is solid. Anyway, it's Monday day. It's gonna be a long week. Like I said, y'all don't worry about the dark clouds. Don't worry about none of that. You just keep doing what you do. You keep grinding. You just stay focused. Because like I told y'all, I don't want none of my peoples being no statistic. I'm talking about on no level. I don't want you getting C19. I don't want you, you know what I'm saying, taking no losses. Y'all got to stay on point out here. But at the end of the day, this is what it is. The boy Roski up early this morning. Y'all go subscribe to Roski Productions. Don't forget. The bro always going to speak his mind. But that at the end of the day, I rock with Roski because he take care of his business in real life. You know, he not scared to talk about his daughter. That man he represent a young individual that got his life in order. And he still take out his time to get on YouTube and do what he do. And Roski does have me crying plenty of days. This one of the dudes that had me busting out laughing. And sometimes he be serious. I be laughing my ass off, bro. Be like, yo, bro, I ain't trying to be funny right now, bro. But sometimes this dude be having me busting out crying. This man had me busting out laughing plenty of days. So that's why I rocks with Roski. You heard? But at the end of the day, I rock with a lot of people that show me love. Salute to all of y'all. Y'all already know who's who. And like I say, certain people we gonna be working. We gonna be working. I'm telling you. Because I know y'all getting bored with a lot of this YouTube stuff. Y'all getting bored. It's the same old stuff. So we gotta do something different. We gotta switch it up. We gotta change the grind for 2022. That's it. Valley Girl, what up, Valley Girl? You always on somebody's neck. You don't cut no breaks. That's another one that be having me dying. Valley Girl does not get enough. And she will ride on you for a whole live until you block her. That's how she be doing, you dudes. Good morning, Miss Lay Jones. Always supporting. Make sure I ain't missing nobody, man. I seen a lot of y'all slide in, but y'all know how I do when I start cooking. Capital C TV. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the all notification bell. Also, if you're new to the channel, you go subscribe to Grown Man Talk with me and my homie Grown Man P. We touch on real topics, real issues. And right now, we need all the support we can get, especially my homie P. So like I say, y'all stay in tune. Y'all make sure y'all stay in the loop. Because like I said, we only going to get stronger and we not stopping. And like I said, y'all going to see a lot of good things. That's all I'm going to tell you. Queen of Detroit, what's up, Queen? Shout out to everybody that took their time to pull up this morning, man. All the bros, all the sis, all the kings and the queens worldwide. International. That's what it is. I'm just making sure I check everybody that pulled up. John Beckman, what up? That's the bro. Other than that, like I said, I ain't going to hold y'all too long. But if you didn't catch the beginning, I suggest you take this to the beginning and you heard what I said, because what I was just breaking down was the different aspects of mental health issues that affect all of us, have affected us, or it's going on every day. I mean, we all got to pay attention. And also, so you can see when you're around somebody and they got mental health issues, and you might feel it's best for you to separate yourself from that person if they don't want to get help. I ran through the characteristics, I ran through the traits, and some of the things that create these issues. So my point is, we all learning together right now. Kim's Reaction Show, salute. Salute Kim's Reaction Show. Thank you for pulling up this morning. I'm just making sure I ain't miss nobody. I'm about to get up out of here. Net Stars, I ain't see you slide in here neither. Salute Net Stars. What up, bro? Black Barbie 05. What's up? Akashic Cruiser, what up? Also, for those that's listening, something I started doing on my lives, when I finish and I edit them, I start leaving a timestamp. And the reason why I leave the timestamp or the time code, so if you ever want to go back to a certain topic I was talking about, I'm gonna have a timestamp, so you can just go back, pull up on the video, and click on exactly what I was talking about. So that's something I've been also incorporating in my videos. Other than that, L Blue, what's up? Always on the pull up. First Class Empire. All I'm gonna say is this. I really appreciate all the support. Me and the bro, we support, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate all the support from everybody. I never take y'all for granted. And like I said, we're gonna have more in store. I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. This episode 99 for No Fame Live. We touched on some things today. So I feel like this was a good episode. And the next episode will be episode 100, episode 100, episode 100, a buck. And y'all know y'all gonna stay tuned, and I'm gonna stay solid. With that note, for No Fame, and I'm gone. And y'all be good today. Y'all be easy. I'll holler at y'all later. One.